Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to another episode of the After Game Unwind podcast. I just was going back over the past few weeks. I still keep up with news and stuff relating to the movie and just stuff about video games in general. Um, and I feel like I feel as though the Super Mario Galaxy movie has gotten a lot of flack lately. It's going big in the office. It's going big in the box office right now. I know there's lots of opinions and stuff online that people can search up and things that have been said before millions of times. But I am gonna be completely honest, very transparent, and I want to give my 2 cents out there as to what I think about these two movies. Both movies in general, I I have to be completely honest with you. We're talking about story wise how these games have done. I have to go with maybe the first movie, if I'm being completely honest. Even then, it's just the first movie was kind of just all over the place. Even the second one has its problems. This movie really did surpass what what it really stood for, because I wholeheartedly agree that yes, story wise it was kind of bare bones. Even the first movie was that way. There's articles, there's information out there, you know, that that give these movies like really just paint a picture of how these movies actually are. And many times I do agree, because I feel as though these movies are really all over the place. I understand the references. The references are awesome. They're unique. They're cool to put in, and me as a big Mario fan in general, actually more of a video game fan, but I'm more of a Mario fan because that's what I started with. But a big Mario fan in general, I like those references. The references are cool. They're packed in and stuff like that. I get it. I get it. You want the references to be there, but from a movie standpoint, I just don't feel like many of these references really do something to the story. Third movie probably isn't needed. I get that there's more characters that there needs to be there. Wario, Waluigi, all those characters are fine and good. But it's probably gonna be the same as two the last two movies that we got. This one and the first Mario movie, where uh there's just a bunch of game references, and I feel as though game references are good, and I don't have a problem with game references at all. It's just there's so much out there to explore when it comes to the references that they put in these movies. With Super Mario 64, references from Galaxy, references from Super Mario 64, even references to 3D World, 3D Land. Get that, Nintendo likes to put, or Nintendo and Illumination like to put references into the movies. They really do. But it's just, we can only do so much references until it's like it's basically milked to the point where it's what's the point of even doing stuff like this? As much as I love both movies, and a Mario fan myself, I love these, and love what they have done with the movies. You know, I have to be honest, like, I feel like these are very over the place. They really are, and I just can't seem to not really put these in all over the place category, because that's what they are. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the After Game Unwind podcast. If you want the previous episode, click the link on the show notes or on the card on top of the episode. And as well, check out my other existing content, as that really shows the support that you want to continue seeing more from this podcast and content. Until next time, happy gaming and happy travels. Thank you for your time.